Wild party injures 5 people. Citizens continue to rebel against Bolivian government. A brawl on the court results in a 2-game suspension. Humber News starts now.
That, my friends.
Hello, I'm Tyler Biggs, coming to you from our newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's Friday, November 1st. Here's what's making news this hour. What should have been a night of fun quickly spiraled into a nightmare. Sydney Walcott has more on the story.
Halloween, a night that's about dressing up, trick-or-treating, and carving jack-o'-lanterns. But last night in the annex, it was something else. The party held in this fraternity house was supposed to be a night of everyone dressing up and partying, but it turned into a night of horror with mass stabbings.
Some young girls came over, they were very upset, and one young girl had her hands like this and said, "Can I please come in your house and wash my hands?" And they were covered in blood because she tried to stop the bleeding of one of the victims.
Though not too many people actually witnessed the stabbing, there were some good Samaritans like Judith who were willing to help.
Here I didn't witness anything. All I can go by is what I was told, which is that at about 11:30 last night, a gentleman came down from the north end of the street with some form of injury. Our doorman took a look at the injury and immediately called 911 for an ambulance to come. And that's when I guess multiple ambulances and police started to show up for an incident that happened at 22 Madison, which is the frat house stayed at Delta Chi, with apparently multiple injuries.
I'm standing outside of the scene of the rowdy Halloween party that had left 7 people injured. As the police carry on with their investigation, a man and a girl under the age of 18 have been arrested and charges have yet to be laid. For Humber News, I'm Sydney Walcott.
A Twitter video has gone viral depicting just how dangerous sidewalks can be. This video, posted yesterday, shows a driver carelessly going onto a sidewalk to evade traffic. The footage has been viewed over 18,000 times, and a police report was filed against the driver in question. Pedestrian safety has been a talking point lately, as there have been 33 deaths this year, with the most dangerous month still yet to come. Last year, Toronto saw all-time highs with 41 pedestrian and 5 cyclist deaths due to driving incidences. The city is currently testing new technology to help detect and protect pedestrians. However, many believe as long as cars continue to drive recklessly without consequence, nothing will change. The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario has voted in favor of going on strike. This is a result of rising labor tensions between teachers' unions and the province. The ETFO members announced today that 98% of Ontario teachers have voted in favor of strike action. Their decision is a result of central bargaining negotiations that have been going on for months. ETFO president says the number of voters is a historic result of province-wide strike.
The results of those strike votes show that our members are overwhelmingly behind their central bargaining team and absolutely expect the government to get serious at the bargaining table.
The live conference addressed the lack of frontline support from the government. The union says they will keep negotiating next week to help solve a number of concerns, including violence in the classrooms and support for students with special needs. The government will not renew the $50 million fund implemented in 2017 to help provide educational teachers. Teachers in Ontario are in ongoing discussions with the province for new contracts. Protests of a rigged presidential election turned violent and deadly today in Bolivia. Protesters have been taken to the streets of Bolivia in a violent fashion, blocking streets and fighting, with at least 2 people dead after an outroar of tampered election. The election that took place in late November resulted in a 10-point victory for Evo Morales, the current president of Bolivia, who is now serving his 4th term. Morales' rival candidates discarded the win, claiming that the election count was interfered with. The Organization of American States are on the verge of auditing Morales' government with support of the European Union to see if a second round is needed. This claim was made. Many Bolivian citizens go against their leader, who has been president since 2006. Currently, the protests continue while these citizens support and fight for their political sides. Tensions rose in Hong Kong last night as protesters were met with tear gas from riot police. There was chaos in the streets of Hong Kong last night as a peaceful protest turned violent. Protesters ignored the recent ban on masks as they set out to march in the Party District for Halloween night. The district was especially busy as patrons flocked to bars and restaurants to celebrate. Authorities stationed some 3,000 riot officers to keep peace. However, tear gas was thrown into the streets.
We cannot confirm whether they are violent or not. So based on all this information, we had communicated with the association again and telling them that we should close down to ensure that nobody get hurt.
Police did not confirm any arrests or injuries, but said they had probable cause to shut down the protest. A joint border patrols by Turkey and Russia have begun in northern Syria to clear out the YPG forces and their weapons. The operation was announced by Russian President Vladimir Putin and Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in a news conference last week. Russian military police and Turkish immigration control were deployed on Syria's side of the border to begin first of many patrols earlier this morning. The Turkish-Russian military will watch a depth of 7 kilometers within northeast Syria. Russia and Turkey forces announced they seized 18 men. Turkey's defense minister believes these men are Syrian government soldiers. Erdogan said the reason for these patrols was not the YPG had completed its withdrawals with 30 kilometers away from the Turkish border. This is despite reassurances from Russian military that the YPG forces followed Erdogan's demands. Turkey views the YPG as a terrorist organization due to its link with Kurdish insurgents. And Movember is back right on time for the cold weather. Movember encourages participants to grow their mustaches to help raise awareness and invest for men's health. Since 2003, Movember has funded more than 1,300 men's projects around the world. Humber students Vijif Vasidivan encourages students to
every
participate.
year, same thing, but I encourage people to participate if they want to and raise for a good cause and program. That's it.
Last year, the Mo Bros and Mo Sistas helped raise $18.1 million in Canada alone. Movember looks to help men live longer, happier, and healthier lives while focusing on prostate and testicular cancer as well as mental health. Humber student David Pastor shares his inspiration behind the mustache.
2 years because my uncle passed away from testicular cancer, and over the last 2 years I've raised close to $1,000. So
96.9 Radio Humber is also participating in the movement, encouraging students to join the team. Want to try a new taste of Apple? Apple TV Plus, a new streaming service, has launched.
Stand by 3. Stand by 1. Make your move.
7.
Ready?
6.
Yeah, I'm ready.
5. 4. 3. 2.
Apple TV Plus has officially launched in Canada, one more in a long line of video streaming services. Apple TV Plus has a unique factor though, as all of its content will be 100% original, instead of a mix of licensed and original content like Netflix. In Canada, the service costs $6 a month with a 7-day trial to start, with sharing with up to 6 family members or friends. Apple is also offering a free 12-month subscription to anyone who buys an Apple device. Apple TV Plus content can be streamed in your Apple TV app or with any browser. We are going to take a quick break, still ahead at the latest in sports, but first, here's Katerina Horina with a preview of your 3-day forecast.
40% chance of flurries and showers today, so dress for the weather. With the change in season, try to prepare early because winter is coming. We'll have more for you after the break.